17th of January 2025, Friday, and the US session has just opened. I had some trades open when I left this morning because I had to do a shorter London session. So unfortunately, we did get stopped out of the gold trade and the gold swing as well. So that's fine. It wasn't meant to be for this trade today. We did hit TP in Dow. Now the Dow continued to rally above previous day high. Nothing we can do about that, nor do we care. We hit TP and that's nice. So a bit down on the day overall so far, because both the DAX trade and the gold trade didn't work out, but 1 out of 2 is not that bad. Let's hopefully have a better session in the US, where I will be looking for the second 5-minute bar in the Dow, first 15-minute bar in the Nasdaq, second 15-minute bar in the DAX, and fourth 15-minute bar in the SPX. So these are the setups I'm looking at. I might also consider the break of the second 15-minute bar in gold, but I will assess that as we get there. It had been a good trigger recently, but it's looking like it may be cooling off, but we'll see. Considering that the second 15-minute bar didn't work in the morning session, usually if this happens, it's more likely that it works in the US session. So I'm going to keep an eye on that as well. And for now, I'll just observe price action and bring you back. First 5 minutes are completed. I'm going to wait for the second 5-minute bar to complete in the Dow, and I will place a buy order above it and a sell order below it using like a 5-point cushion. We're breaking out of this range. Now I have this marked here as a possible place for a retracement, but this is more with a swing in mind. For these mechanical entries, I do not really care about the general outlook of the market. Now, of course, I do take that into consideration sometimes, but the idea of the mechanical entries is that they are profitable over time. So you can safely take them like I am, placing a buy order above the specified candle or a sell order below, and at the break of that, remove the other order and place your stop where that other order was. And this works because I am tracking these particular entries and I know how much they earn when they work and how much they lose when they don't. So I know that over time they make money. Now, the key to this is that I keep analyzing these entries and keep track of what profits are possible. So sometimes I change them around because some stop working and others start working better. Excuse me. So that is how I do it, and that is the edge that I have, and that is what I'm trying to show you. So it's perhaps a different way of trading than most people do. There's no ICT concepts here. I am familiar with them and I know them very well, but it's not what I use to trade. So at the completion of this second 5-minute bar, I will be posting a buy order above it and a sell order below. and whatever triggers first, that's my entry. So I'll just wait for this bar to complete and I'll bring you back then. So I got filled along here. Place my stop where my sell order should have been, risking 41. And for my target, generally with this particular entry, I have to take profit a bit sooner. As I've explained yesterday, and I'll keep explaining. So this particular target, the second 5-minute bar in the Dow, is one where you do want to take profit in the first 20 minutes after you've been filled, or after you've placed it actually. So 20 to 30 minutes max. And on average, I make about 85 points on this particular trigger right now. But looking at the good days, it can get to 150 points. And on the more slow days, it's about 65 to 70 points. So with that in mind, let's see. Where would 65 points be? 65 points would be here, and it would be a 1-to-1 R&R trade. Considering we've just broken out of this area, I think there is a chance we can go to a more ambitious target and target 100 points exactly. So that's what I'm going to do. Risking 41 to make 65, around 1.5 R&R. And soon the first 15-minute bar in the Nasdaq will complete. Checking how large of a bar it is. So it's over 100 points, 140 points almost. The thing is that for this particular entry, I kind of want to stay under 150 points. And it's almost there. Because this makes me lower the size quite a bit and put the stop quite far off, and I don't really like that. Gold has double bottomed here. It basically came right up to the bottom of the London session, which is this yellow box here. This is London session. But we will wait for the completion of the second 15-minute here. And the Nasdaq keeps grinding lower, which isn't great. While the Dow almost is very close to stopping us out here, which would be unfortunate, but can't avoid it sometimes. I'll still follow this trigger on a smaller size. We're just a few seconds away from this bar completing. I'm gonna post the long order as well, but it's kind of hard to see it filled here. But let's see. Dow's coming back up again, so this low managed to hold, and now we're attempting to break out again, which is nice to see. And yeah, I'll pause you for now and we'll wait for a fill and hopefully a positive reaction here. Nice reaction on the Dow here. If I go back to the 5-minute time frame, as you can see, we opened, I placed orders above and below the second 5-minute bar, got filled long, I deleted the order, placed the stop in its place, and then price ranged for just a bit, both ways. It looks like we were close to getting stopped out, but it wasn't that close. 418, and our stop is at, so it was like 11 points. Our cushion was enough, and this is why we use it. I probably gave it a few extra points to just come below the opening bar, because I think it's just a bit safer. And hopefully this just continues now going upwards. It definitely has the ability to get to this target. If we zoom out a bit, yeah, I could probably target even higher, but I think this is a reasonable target based on my research, like I've explained. So let's see a little retest here. This is actually a spot where I could possibly add to this position, because if this holds now, of course the other side of the coin is that it could set up a fake breakout and then just hard reverse back into the range. So let's see, I'll be a bit more conservative for now with the add-ons, and only do it when I'm extra confident. We're 9 minutes away from the second 15-minute bar to be completed. And when that happens, I will place orders above and below the second 15-minute bar in gold and in the DAX. Sadly, I did miss this breakout in the DAX in the morning, but it's just how it is. My mechanical entry took me short. And while I did have another mechanical entry for the second 15-minute bar for the EU session as well, it was not in my plan for today, just because lately it hasn't been that great. Now after CPI data, it does look to have kicked off again, so I might be incorporating it into my daily trades soon. Still no fill in the Nasdaq. Price is attempting to go back up here, and Dow's looking good. So probably could have added, but of course this is hindsight. I'm very happy with my decision to not add and just hold this position. And let's see what happens. But like I said, I do want to take profit in this particular trade in the first 20 to 30 minutes from the moment I post the orders, because it does have a tendency to reverse the Dow here quite a lot. So I would like to see price hit TP somewhere in the next 10 minutes, the 15 minutes max. And if it doesn't, I might just close it then and there. Having analyzed and researched this index quite a lot, I can tell you that somewhere between half an hour to 50 minutes since the US Open, the Dow does like the double top or double bottom. Another push down here, sadly, but I'm not gonna be touching the stop loss, so either I close it early because I think it's gonna reverse, or I leave it and whatever happens happens, but I'm not touching either the target or the stop. I could again be more conservative and just actually bring the stop over to break even and just treat it as a free trade, which some people like to do. And for the Dow, it isn't the worst thing to do. I was at most about 60 points in profit, so yeah, I'll leave it for now and let's see. Does look like we're reversing harder now, or at least attempting. We'll see if this is for real or it's just a fake out. But at most we had like 63 points in profit, which is at the very low of the range of what I usually make on a successful trade on this entry. So yes, I could have taken profit at 64 or 63 points because we were in that area, but at the same time it's the very lowest end of what this trigger returns when it works, so I'm generally never gonna target the low end of that range. So this is why I've gone for 100, I think, or 100 points, I mean. I do believe that if we reject now and we keep going back up, I do believe that there's a very good chance we hit TP, but let's see. And the second 15-minute bars are about to complete actually. I'm gonna go a bit lower here. And gold. Again, I realized that we're revisiting London high, so obviously this is a spot where some people would sell short and a lot of people will, but it's a mechanical entry and I'm gonna follow it whatever it does. Okay, so deleting the short order already because we've been filled. Now obviously there is a reaction here at this high, but if we break through this, I think we can probably target yesterday's highs again. I'm always going to go a bit below just to give it an extra chance. Okay, so I've basically placed all my orders for this session except for the fourth 15-minute bar in the SPX, which obviously hasn't posted yet. So I'll manage these positions and these orders and we'll see what happens. Initial reaction for gold is good, but let's see. If we look on the higher time frame here, because I always want to once I am filled in a position, I do want to look at the wider outlook, and if we don't immediately retrace to the lower side of this channel, we could of course easily revisit the higher part of the channel again and make another attempt at breaking out of this particular area. So with that in mind, I really like this TP here. And we've been filled in the DAX as well. It's been rallying all day, so maybe, you don't feel that comfortable going along here, but as I keep saying, this is a mechanical entry, and my strategy is based on researching these over a period of time and realizing that they return a profit over a period of time, so I can take them mechanically, and if they don't work, they don't work for that particular day. But in the long run, I do expect them to turn a steady profit. Now the Dow is going well, and hopefully we go above. If we go above the second 15-minute bar here, I think we are super likely to hit DP. But let's see, I'll pause you and bring you back when something interesting happens. Sadly, the time is up on the Dow entry, so I'm just closing it for pretty much break even, a very small loss. And even if this goes in our direction now, it doesn't matter, because like I said, we needed this to work faster, and when it works faster. The fact that it lingered for so long and then didn't do much else shows weakness, and it's not good for this trade, for this particular entry, so just had to cut it there. Unfortunate, it was 60 points in profit at one point, but needed a bit more to consider closing it. So now looking at the other entries, gold is pretty much at the entry point, and the DAX is retreating a bit. Obviously, after so much rallying today, I can't be too surprised if it does this. It's unfortunate that it got us filled to the tick here, and if it retraces completely and stops us out, then that's just what happens. But this stop is still quite far away, still a bit far away, so maybe we survive. We'll see. And still no fill in the Nasdaq, but yeah, I'll keep the orders active and bring you back when we have a fill. Not looking great right now for these entries. Actually, both kind of look like a fake breakout, but what can you do? Let's see, we're still 3 points away in gold and like 8 points away in the DAX. But I do think that this isn't going to work now. It's probably going to retrace a bit more before it resumes its uptrend. And that's fine. With this particular strategy that I'm employing, these mechanical entries, as with everything, you will not be in profit every single day. So you just have to take it as part of the process and keep executing and keep trying to do the research and see which entries are more profitable over time and keep taking those. And this entry has been very good lately, so. And we're gonna get stopped out here. We've gone right below the second 15-minute bar. I've also placed a sell order at the top here. Might be a bit speculative, but it's also based on research. Like I said, the Dow does love to double top or double bottom around this time. So if we double top here, I do expect some sort of sell to happen. I'm not gonna expect like a huge sell, but back to the lows of the session, perhaps, is something that I target. And we got stopped out in the DAX, so unfortunate day in the DAX. 2 losing trades, just filled in the wrong direction, but that's gonna happen sometimes. So we're done with the DAX for the day, and we're gonna let these run. And also the fourth 15-minute bar in the SPX has started to form, and in 10 minutes when it completes, I will be placing my orders. I got filled short here at the tick and it started reversing. It's a little bit unfortunate, but I've placed my stop a bit lower because I need to stay in range of the maximum risk per trade of 0.5%. And we did get triggered short here at this double top, so I'm going to use a like a 65-point stop loss, I think is enough here. And we'll target kind of right below here. This might be a bit more than it can do. So 100 points would be here. I used kind of low sizing, so I'll actually just go for here with that in mind. So risking 26 to make 45. Could have gone a bit higher, I guess. Let's just add to it here while we're in profit. Because I should have used bigger sizing from the get-go. Let's see, that's fine. And the fourth bar has completed in the SPX. And if it triggers us, if it fills us long, then it's fine as well. Mechanical entry, so we just take it as it is. And this is the live P&L. Not looking too rosy right now. After a good start to the year, a bit of more difficult days, but just have to keep going forward with our strategies. And yeah, I'll manage these positions and These will be the last trades of the day, so I'm not adding anything else. I don't have anything else planned. These are all the planned entries I've researched and I wanted to take. So we'll manage these positions and see where it takes us. Got filled long in the SPX and targeting this high here, pretty much a 1-to-1. It's unfortunate if we actually got filled here at the tick in the Nasdaq, but there you go. Not much reaction here, which is a bit concerning, but I'll give it a few more minutes. And if nothing happens, I might just close both. But let's see. Little update here, price action isn't really looking that great for us. Dow has gotten really slow and finally revisited our entry point, but then immediately spiked back up, so this is looking like it's going to probably stop us out. Very unusual price action for the Dow, has to be said. It's rarely this quiet, and what it's doing now isn't very usual. So it looks like we're not going to have a double top reversal here. Unfortunate. And our original trade, had we left it open, it will probably go to our original TP, which sometimes will happen when you close early, but I have sound reasons for why I closed early and for why I switched to short, even if this doesn't come in. I am fine with the decision making. I drew this trend line here because if it respects it, I'm thinking of adding to this gold position. But let's see. I'll bring you back. I think we're gonna get stopped in the Dow and the Nasdaq. Not my day today, probably. And yeah, the SPX trade is in profit. I moved the TP a bit more, a bit higher, because I think that this breakout is quite bullish, and with the VIX 5.9% lower today, I think this is supportive of continuing upwards. So I just placed it above this wick here. So let's see. I moved this a bit lower as well because I do think these are correlated and I don't want to lose even more on the Nasdaq. It's already down 100 points. This is why I used smaller sizing, but I probably should have skipped this particular entry simply because we were pretty much over 150 points, but yeah, it was marginal, so I don't think it's a mistake to take this here, and it's just a bit unlucky to get filled right at the tick here. If I go up to the 1 minute, you can see it here. So yeah, just filled in. Nothing we can do about that. We executed our plan. So let's see, I'm interested to see if we respect this trend line here, and if we do, I am thinking of adding a bit more to the gold trade. And it does feel like we are. Okay, I'm adding here. Stop will be quite conservative, let's say like this, risking 18. To make like an extra 40 if we do reach this TP. Okay, so that's the outlook. Doesn't look particularly enticing, but I think we're gonna get stopped out here. For this trade, I'm risking 17 plus 26, so it's 43, well below our maximum risk per trade. Bit of a weird price action in the Dow for me today, based on my research. This is not what the Dow usually does, but of course this is why trading is difficult. So fully okay with getting stopped out when I've followed my plan and respected my strategy. Okay, I'll pause you again and let these run and see what happens. Very nice reaction here right after we added. So I added by using the 1 minute timer, the 1 minute time frame, sorry. I had drawn out this trend line on the 5 minute and then dropped to the 1 minute when we revisited. And this is a bit weird. Is this an error? Okay, that looked a bit weird. Don't usually see that. This is the actual price. That was just a visual error, I think. And we've broken out. Now we're gonna revisit Asia highs and hopefully we break out of these as well, because if we do, and if we show strength here above Asia session, I'm fully confident that we hit TP here. Yeah, the US indices haven't worked out. Unfortunate. Hopefully the SPX just keeps running. That will make up for some of it, at least. Gonna get stopped in the Dow now. Yeah, this reversal that happens 40 to 50 minutes after market open, it happens like 70% of the times, and this is data over like the last 6 months, so I'm fairly confident in this. But today was not one of those days, so yeah, we would have hit TP on the original entry, but again, this is an entry that usually either goes to your TP in the first 20 to 30 minutes, or it just reverses. So yeah, today was atypical for the Dow, but there you go. Still gonna execute my planned entries and researched entries. And I'll keep managing these and bring you back. I might not hang around until we either hit or get stopped out, but we'll see. I'll hang around for like an extra half an hour and see where we are. And I'll bring you back then. Bringing you back here, price is moving kind of slowly. So we got stopped out of the Dow trades and NASDAQ trade and the DAX trade, and letting these run. I've also added to the SPX here on this retracement and put the stop here and moved the original stop a bit. So both stops are at this level. And going to let these run similar to this. Now, if all of these retrace and stop me out, that's unfortunate, but I've more than respected my rules and my strategy, so I was actually thinking if I wanted to add some extra here as well, because as long as we stay above the trend line, I think we're fine, but I think it's enough. It's also Friday, so better not force things. We'll let this run. I realize that it's Friday and it's OPEX, so might be a bit too ambitious, but I'll let these run into the close, and I want to let them run over the weekend, of course, so whatever happens at the close, I will take my profit or my loss then. So yeah, overall a mixed week. Some tough moments, but as usual, I think I've executed my plan well, and sometimes you will have tough weeks, and what's important is that your account survives and you don't revenge trade and you don't increase sizing and you don't add to the losses and things like that. So I think I've showcased good habits and pretty good execution. There have been some mistakes here and there that I've pointed out where I saw them. But overall, we move on and hope for a better week next week, and keep grinding to pass this account and pass this challenge and move on to step 2. So thank you for watching, and if you like this type of content, please like and subscribe. And always remember that you shouldn't take this as investment advice. This is just me journaling my trades and my ideas, and bringing you along for the ride, showing transparency and showing all the trades I place and explaining every trade I place, so hopefully you can learn something. And if you like that, yeah, please subscribe, and I will see you on Monday with a new video. Thank you.